Montel says you advocate interesting moves to assist the squat compared to most coaches. I won't spoil the exercises. A lot of exercise coaches will prescribe squat variations, belt squats. What is behind your choice? So first of all, we love belt squats. Just to say,
belt squats are great.
A lot of assistance exercises, and I know this to be true, knowing a lot of powerlifters. A lot of powerlifters just like training, and they'll do a lot of dumb and useless and sometimes negative assistance exercises because they want to fill a lot of training and do a lot of volume into their sessions instead of just doing mostly squat, bench and deadlift and then the assistance surf that they need to do. They'll add a lot of fluff in because they like training, they feel like they need to do more training. Lots of people love variations of squats. The only one we found to be truly effective and almost, I would say, mandatory for powerlifters is high bar squats. That is absolutely essential, and it's so useful, and it drives up people's low bar squat like you would not believe. Drastically drives it up. Some people do need the addition of specific stuff like belt squats, but will never use like belts or like box squats, safety bar squats. We don't even use front squats with our powerlifters. Sometimes we'll do it for something interesting, but very rarely. Sometimes we'll do pause squats, but again, that's more of a personal choice when we feel like adding them to the thing rather than them always needing it. It depends on the lifter. It just, straight up, we just have not seen variations be effective, and we've really seen high bar squats be very, very effective for squatting.
The other thing is, that's the opposite point of that question is why we choose the ones we do choose. So anyone who does the RTA, it's no secret what the accessory work is. It's a huge amount of midline work, a lot of like both anterior, posterior and anti-rotation work. That is where people fall down with their squats. Most people don't have any quad strength, so there's some quad work in there, and then almost everyone fails heavier squats because their midline breaks down. Like very, very rare groups within the population. Some highly skilled weightlifters, some lighter weight class weightlifters will fail squats because of weak legs. But the vast amount of time you fail a squat, your back will round, you'll tilt forward, you'll fall back, and it's because your midline has failed and not because your quads or your glutes or your hammies are too weak. The only other thing I'll say then as well is like the best way to get better at squatting is to squat. The same way best way to get better at deadlifting is to deadlift. The best way to get better at bench pressing is to bench press. So when we only have you for 8 weeks during the program, the last thing we need to do is take up your time doing some sort of one-legged hack squat or whatever that is. We just have the most amount of squats we can put into the program and expect people to reasonably be able to carry out, and then the accessory work works in around that.
Mark just asked me to kind of explain a couple of my favorite variations for the squat, bench, deadlift. I feel like a lot of people ask me like, "Hey, what's the best movement to build my bench?" Honestly, I stick mostly to the main lifts. I'd say about 70% of my volume is done between squat, bench, and deadlift themselves. That said, probably on bench, my favorite variations are Larson press and band bench. It just kind of helps me focus on like stability in that sense. And then squat, I focus mostly on SSB or pause squats. And then deadlift, mostly I don't do too many variations on deadlift, maybe some pause deadlifts, and focus mostly on just training back.